There's no denying the fact that Hangman Adam Page is AEW's main character, and many even view him as arguably the best character in professional wrestling today. Everything that he does dictates what he will do. His motivations are always clear, and for at least the longest time in his run in AEW, there has always been a clear direction for the Hangman, and right now it looks like that direction is leading him to redemption. And in this video, we are going to discuss precisely what has led Hangman Page down this road, why redemption is so close, and also why it is exactly what AEW needs in this very critical moment in their history. Before we get into that, be sure to smash that thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'm Umar Q for Wrestle Vibes, and this is the redemption of Hangman Adam Page. Prior to his feud with Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page was known for going down the righteous path. He was exactly what you wanted in a very typical good guy. The character and his motivations were not just to win at all costs. They were not to cheat to win. They were to do things in a righteous way and do things for people that he thought were righteous in his life, that being his friends, the Elite, the Dark Order, and many others. And the switch happened when he entered this feud with Swerve Strickland. Over a course of 6 months, Hangman Adam Page slowly but surely broke, and everything that he had done before didn't matter, because at the end of the day, Hangman Adam Page was not the same person that he was after Swerve Strickland broke into his house, threatened his child, and metaphorically burned his world to the ground. In that moment, Hangman Adam Page was a weak man, a man who couldn't defend his family, a man who let someone come in and threaten the existence of everything he held dear, and a man who felt like he had failed, and that led him down a path of evil, that led him down a path of desperation, that led him to take Swerve Strickland and put a needle into his lip. That led Hangman Page to hit the kill shot over Swerve Strickland's head with a steel chair and win that match. And ever since that moment, it feels like Hangman Page has been looking for a purpose. It felt like he was a little directionless. It felt like after he had finished his feud with Swerve Strickland, that the character who had always had very clear motivations, who was always chasing something, whether it be friendship, championships, or otherwise, he didn't really have a place. And it wasn't until he had this mini feud with Christopher Daniels where we saw the Hangman Adam Page character for the first time really break, because Hangman Adam Page was still going down an evil path, except without a purpose. Swerve Strickland was no longer the threat that he was. Hangman had defeated him. Hangman had put the fire out, metaphorically, in that feud and had won. And in that way, he had righted the wrongs of the past. He had made up for the fact that he wasn't there for his family in that moment and gotten the respectable revenge that he wanted. However, still, Hangman Adam Page never immediately went down that righteous path. And the reason for it, looking back, is very clear. The character felt like if he went back down the righteous path, if he became the man he was before the things that happened with Swerve Strickland went down, then he would be the same weak man who allowed Swerve to come into his home and threaten his family. And Hangman Adam Page never wanted to become that man ever again. And he would go to any lengths to ensure that that would never happen again. His intentions were just because he wanted to look out for his family, and he wanted to protect them from anything and everything at all costs, even if it cost him his soul. Yet, in the process of that, he lost sight of the things that mattered to him most. The same reason why Hangman Adam Page was worried for his family is the same reason why, after he spiked Christopher Daniels' head into the ground, he began to feel sorry. Because the Hangman Adam Page character has always been about protecting those around him. He's always been about loving those around him. And in that moment, despite being the man he needed to be in order to help defend his family, he also became the same man who ended one of his best friend's careers. And that is when we saw this shield, this aura, this mask that Hangman Adam Page had over him break. And the Hangman Adam Page character over the next couple of months became closer to what we knew him to be. And this idea of the main character that MJF had brought up in their feud really came to light. And all fans around the world were reminded exactly why Hangman Adam Page is the true workhorse, is the true face, is the very essence of all elite wrestling. He represents the good, bad, and evil that is not just inside all of us, but that embodies the very spirit of professional wrestling. The story of AEW is the story of Hangman Adam Page, and one of the turning points truly in this evolution and redemption of the Hangman character was a backstage segment leading to AEW Dynasty, where Swerve Strickland and Hangman ran into each other, began fighting, and looked like they were about to go blow for blow, until Swerve Strickland uttered those words, "I'm sorry." And in that moment, a bewildered Hangman, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to react, not knowing this feeling, remorse from Swerve Strickland, his enemy, the man who, again, broke into his home and changed the entire path of this man's life. Hangman Adam Page didn't know how to take that. That's why he interfered with a Dynasty match against Jon Moxley and wound up trying to help Swerve. Because Hangman Adam Page, even though he had those differences with Swerve, understood exactly what Jon Moxley and the Death Riders mean for AEW and what they mean for his place in it. He understood that despite the differences that him and Swerve had, they've gone to battle with each other. And somehow, some way out of that was a respect for the other man. And as the months and weeks went on, it became clear that whatever bad blood that Hangman had with Swerve was relatively at peace. Prince Nana had apologized for the way things went down. Swerve had apologized for the way things went down. And in that sense, a weight had been lifted from Hangman's shoulders. The burden of being the coward, the irresponsible man who allowed his family to be in danger was no longer there. The threat of Swerve Strickland was no longer there. And because of that, there was no longer a reason for Hangman Adam Page to be walking the evil path. Instead, we saw Hangman walk back down the righteous path. And from the evolution of not having Swerve Strickland, not having the feeling of absolute depression that came with the entire essence of that feud, and also realizing his mistake by ending his best friend's career, all of those things led him into that feud with Will Ospreay, a broken man and a man with a decision to make. Would Hangman Page do whatever it needed to be done in order to win that match, win the Owen Hart Cup, and go after his AEW World Championship? Or would he do things the right way? Would he do things the Hangman way? And would he be good enough to defeat a wrestler that many people believe to be the best in the world on fair terms? And at Double or Nothing, we found out exactly what he did. Hangman Page went toe-to-toe with arguably the best in the world and didn't cheat, didn't have to play around the rules. He did exactly what the old Hangman Page would have done and has done and earned his spot. Hangman Adam Page defeated Will Ospreay, and after the match, he went to Will Ospreay and he shook his hand. A sign that Hangman is truly back on the righteous path. Everything that he has done has led him to this point. And right now, the heart, soul, spirit of this company has a chance to rip away the darkness, from both the company and within himself, becoming the Hangman that he once was, and also by defeating Jon Moxley at All In, helping AEW become the company it once was once again. And that company is where the best wrestle. That company is led by a man like Hangman Adam Page, who represents good, and none of it would be possible without the path that he walked. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Do you agree that Hangman Adam Page is the character that AEW needs in this very moment? I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comment section below. Also, be sure to smash that thumbs up, subscribe, and check out one of these other videos from WrestleVibes.